our universe of energy, frequency and vibration, words can be so powerful. Words can actually create our reality. Why? Because of the vibration and the frequency behind the words. Each word, of course, has its own frequency and vibration, but when we speak it, when we want to create our reality by setting intentions to instruct the unconscious mind with the conscious mind, because the unconscious mind is our powerhouse. It's what makes things happen. We need to be matching that vibration, our whole body. Our mind needs to be clear and in the place of the words and vibing and resonating of the level of frequency of the words. And this is where affirmations can fall flat, because we're not actually there with the words. Our frequency is just not emitting in the right way. So for example, I am abundant, yet your body is emitting a frequency of fear, lack, disbelief. Because that's what it boils down to. It boils down to the belief and the emotion that you're putting behind the words. So when you say something, do you really believe it? Is your emotion a higher vibrating emotion? One of appreciation and gratitude, for example, with abundance? Or when you're saying it, do you believe, or are you acting as, do you believe that you're abundant now? Or are you just acting, performing that you're abundant? That's what makes the difference. And as I said, we can create our reality by the conscious mind instructing the unconscious mind. So this is really powerful stuff if we're able to vibrate at the frequency of the words. It's not necessarily an easy thing to do. We all have ego patterns, limiting thoughts and beliefs that go on repeat in the background. And these, of course, get in the way. So what can we do? Well, on a temporary basis, something that can work in the moment is ensuring that we connect the mind and the body and clear out those thoughts. And a way we can do that is with breathwork. Because breathwork in itself, it connects the mind and the body. The energy throughout the body can raise our frequency, allow us to resonate and match the words that we speak. And this energy that flows through the body, it clears that chatter of the mind. It clears it out, even if it is temporarily. And then that gives you the opportunity to say the words, repeat the affirmations, give the instructions to the unconscious, and have that resonance behind it, have that frequency behind it. Because we create our reality in life through choice, what we choose to do or what we don't choose to do, through intention of what we want to happen. Intention can be such a powerful thing when our frequency and our vibration is up there, matching the intention. As I said, our unconscious is our powerhouse. It operates at however many million bits of data a second. So much more powerful than the conscious mind. The conscious mind only holds so much information, but it can instruct the unconscious. There's so much in there. There's so much in that unconscious mind. Everything we've ever experienced, everything we've ever been through, what we're absorbing unconsciously on a day-to-day basis with whatever we go through. And when we raise our frequency, it pulls out all the good stuff. So let's go through this, how to do it temporarily. There's obviously more to it, where if your mind's on ego loops and they're very strong, There's other work to do. Because breathwork alone will not keep you in a frequency and help you create your reality. You'd have to be doing it all day long. We need to break those looping thought patterns holding us back. And that requires more work, more investigation, where you work with someone to reflect that back to you. Because quite often it's unconscious and you don't know that these thought patterns are going on in the background. Or maybe you have an idea but you've never thought about it. You haven't reflected enough to realise. And that's okay, we all do it. So this temporary measure is literally about getting yourself still and in the present moment. And just breathing deeply in and out, 4, 5 or 6 breaths. And wait for the mind chatter to stop. It might take some time. It might take a minute, it might take 2, it might take 5, it might take longer than that. Let the mind chatter stop. Then bring in the emotion associated with the message. Bring in the belief that it's already here, whatever it is that you want. That intuitive knowing that it's already there for you. And then just be in that moment. Be in those words. That's how you can connect a bit more. But as I said, this is like a short-term fix. You can't be sitting there doing breath work all day long. But overall, it should calm your mind more generally. But what needs to happen is about getting to the root of those repetitive thought patterns going on in the background, where the ego comes in and tries to block things. Now you might be watching this and thinking, I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to say these statements or these affirmations. I'm not doing breath work. That's the ego coming in. Because it doesn't want you going out of its comfort zone. You might learn something new. You might suddenly create something wonderful in your life. And it's trying to control and protect. I know when I first thought about affirmations and breath work, I thought, I wouldn't do that. It just feels a bit weird. It feels a bit woo-woo even. That's the ego coming in. Because if you're looking at the universe and it's all energy, frequency and vibration, everything has a vibration, a calibration, a resonance. And the higher we vibe, the higher we raise our frequency, the more it opens up to us, the more our consciousness expands, and the more we're able to see opportunities, be more aware, understand ourselves better. And obviously the limitations of the ego can be quite low vibe. So that's where we need to do the work on the ego. For this to become permanent and for us to be living in true flow, yeah, we can do the breath work. Yeah, we can do the affirmations. But it's about understanding our own ego limitations and working through them. And then setting an intention with frequency, with resonance, for the unconscious to stop those thought patterns. Or when they happen, switch them to something that benefits you in some way. So the next time you feel, I don't want to do affirmations, I don't want to breath work, it's all a bit woo-woo, think again, because that's the ego shutting down your mind to new opportunity and opening up to things and possibilities. Because the more you expand your awareness and you expand your consciousness, the more open you are to possibilities and to things that might seem woo-woo, that might seem out there, that might seem, there's no proof for that. Just because it's not proven doesn't mean it doesn't exist. Just because it's not proven, it doesn't mean that it's not possible. When you expand your mind and your awareness, you're opening up to so much more. You see so much more. You notice so much more. And that's when you can become so aligned with life and everything around you. And your words become so powerful because they create your reality.